I had to make changes to my show again because I've had to do more construction here, so I had to move everything around, and it just was way too time consuming to make a big show right now. So I'm just going to stick to my pickups for now and some videos of shopping. Now, I wasn't able to take my hidden camera out today because it was a big community sale. We started very, very early, and I was jumping in and out of the truck so much that it'd just be too heavy to bring a camera with me. But I did tape some stuff as I was going through, like what I picked up, and I'm going to show you those videos now. I'm also going to show you a little bit of the footage of actually driving up to the big area where the sales were, the big neighborhood, and it's just so huge. And I have a little bit of footage of the flea market area. So now I'm going to show some of the cool little items I've picked up recently. I have a bunch of strange stuff, including some Japanese things that I found recently. So I don't know if you have a Dollarama in your area, but I found these Super Mario Japanese soccer characters, and they were $1.25 each. I think I got the 3 different ones. I'm not sure if there was another one or not. And it just says Super Mario. Not sure if you can see it clearly or not. And they ended up putting a different sticker on the back because these are actually from Japan, and it's all in Japanese writing. I can read a little bit of hiragana, katakana. I'm not too good, and kanji. I only know a few symbols, but I was able to figure out it was Super Mario, it says right here. And part of it's in English, but Japan likes to use a lot of English too. So I thought these were pretty cool. Someone came in after me buying one, and they bought them all up. So I'm guessing they want to sell them at the flea market or something, and or collect them. And I had to go to a different Dollarama to find 2 more that I didn't have. The next item I got is actually only in partial condition. I wish I had the whole thing together. It is a My Play-A-Tune book, Nintendo Songs. And what it is I think it's actually based off of older songs, like tunes that we already know, or, you know, that have been out. But what you basically do is you play the tunes like a little playing piano. And I only have one song left, which is The Adventure of Link, and the piano. And actually it does work. I took the batteries out of it because I didn't want it to rust while it's in storage. But you just like play the code down here, and it plays like a Nintendo tune and stuff like that. So there were a lot of pages to it that I obviously don't have. So if I could find a new one, that would be nice. Some books. I got some strategy guides. I got Xenosaga Episode 2. It's really, really thick, actually. I don't know how anybody would, well, want to read the whole thing, but... And I also got Jade Empire. These are only like $1 each, so I just picked them up anyway, even though I don't think I'd ever really need them. The item that I probably don't ever need, it's a Donkey Kong Country novel. I just thought it was kind of cool. Haven't read it. Got some toys, some more toys. I got this today, actually. It was in with some kids' stuffies. It's a Yoshi, and I guess it's a kind of a she, but not. And it's got a little Christmas stocking. I thought that was different. I haven't seen one with a Christmas stocking before, and I tried looking it up, but I couldn't find it. So it was 50 cents. Now, I'm not really into Skylanders, but I bought it because there was a Spyro the Dragon. There was a package of, like a bag of 3 Skylanders characters. And they're like foamy, and they've got like little beads in them, and they're rubbery. I think they have a little bit of damage because it should be, you know. But I just thought they're cool. There's this rock sort of guy, and there is this green guy, and he's got a gun attached, which doesn't really seem to make sense to attach something plastic to something rubber. And the third one was the one I wanted, which was Spyro the Dragon. He's kind of worse for wear, though, a little bit, but I thought he was kind of a cool thing. I hadn't seen it before. I had a feeling it was to do with Skylanders, but if I find one in better condition, I'll get rid of this one. I found one more plushie. It is a little Peach, and Princess Peach. I think she's from like a Mario Party series, but I'm not sure because she didn't have her tags on her. So she's cute. I picked up a PSP and some games. I have it all actually packed up. I actually picked up a few different systems over the month, but I do have those packed up right now as well. I had to pack them up immediately. And but I do have the PSP out, so here it is here in a package. I just take the battery out and store it like this. Now here's another Mario thing that I got that's Japanese, and I had to look it up because it was in katakana, and I can't read katakana very well. There's only a little bit of kanji on here. And it was at a garage sale in a bin of kids' toys or something, and nobody was looking at it. It doesn't say dollar store on it anywhere. It's this, and so you'd start to think, well, what is this? And it's actually a stencil, and I think the one I saw on the internet was a ghost that you can draw, the little ghost guy. But I'll just show it close up and see if it makes it clear or not. And then here's the back. So I don't know which one I have, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to open it at some point. I'll just open it carefully and see which one's in there. I was trying to feel to see if I could figure it out, but it's probably the ghost. Here's another item I got today. It's in pretty bad condition, but it was only $1, and I think everybody knows this. It's a little DS lunchbox. And the final thing I found was this, which is a Super Mario placemat. And you'd be thinking, well, what am I going to do with a Super Mario placemat? And actually, I was thinking about this, and you could build a wood box or a light box and paint it nicely, like paint it black or something around the edge. And then you could slide this in as the front, so like a glass. And then when you put a light behind it, it actually like glows, so it would make a light. This one has a little bit of damage, but if I don't find another one, I'll use this one, and I can make a really cool light for the wall. So yeah. And the final thing I picked up, because it was only $3, was one of those little Connects sort of racing sets, and I didn't actually need them or anything. It's just I have a couple of the other characters that I just bought on their own in little packages, and this one had Wario in it, and it had a penguin and some other and a little Wario cart, so I thought that would be kind of cute. I don't really need to keep the other stuff. It was just that's what I got it for. So now we're gonna come up to the games. I'm gonna go from the worst sort of stuff, or the stuff I don't like as much, to the stuff I like the most. First I'm gonna talk about some stuff that I did not get. Today at the sale, I met this lady. She's actually now into buying games, and she's like almost 60 years old. And when I had showed up at this one garage sale, they had a Nintendo Wii, but all the games were gone. She said she just sold it to some lady, and I'm pretty sure it's this one. And she told me that she bought a Nintendo Game Boy set with like 2 Game Boys and a whole bunch of games for like $10 in a shoebox. And I was like, oh, like, what is she doing with that stuff? She was trying to buy Super Nintendos off me and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't have any of those. I don't have any extra ones. I think I mentioned it before. But yeah, so she's hardcore into buying now. Another thing I missed out today was Super Mario Galaxy. I was at a garage sale and there was a big bin of games that said $5 each, so I grabbed the Super Mario Galaxy. And then the wife was like I should have paid right away. That's one thing I recommend doing, is always pay right away. But I was looking around and waiting for them to see if they had another game or whatever, and the wife's like, I have to ask the husband. And he comes out and he's like a dick, and he's like, oh, that's $10. And I'm like, oh, well, could you do 5 on it? And he's like, no, $10. It's like, well, the value of it's only $13. I didn't tell him that, but I'm not going to give him $10 for Super Mario Galaxy. So I was just like, I don't want anything. I threw all the stuff back. I was just buying random things anyway that I didn't really need, so I was like, forget it. Anyway, I didn't shop at any of the dealers today. I just went around. This stuff is not all from today. It's from the past month, and I'll get started. I got some Xbox 360 games. I got NBA Live 07. NCAA 07, 50-cent Blood of the Sand, which I think is kind of weird. Like, why would you want a 50-cent game? And another one for 360, Ballers, The Chosen One. It has a DVD in it too, like a movie, but I don't really want to watch it. Now I got a couple PSP games with the PSP I bought, but they're just sports games. I have a couple, I think, in the other room, I forgot. But here's one, NBA The Inside 10, and I just keep that because I got a PSP. Got some PlayStation 3 games. I got Grand Theft Auto IV. Another copy of Little Big Planet Game of the Year edition. I think mine was the greatest hit, so I might swap it up for this one. I got Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. And this one's not in the original case, and it's Gran Turismo 5. Already have that one. So now we'll come up to the PlayStation 2 games. I picked up these at a garage sale yesterday. I was actually quite late to this one because they did say they were going to have games, and I knew that everybody was going to go for it like crazy, so I decided to just walk by later and go to something else. And I ended up buying some other stuff there that I wanted, but I picked these up. The guy was asking, like, he said $5-10 for games. He had a ton of stuff, but it was really expensive, and nothing really stood out to me. But I grabbed these Sly Cooper and Sly 3, and I got them both for $5. I convinced him. Use my charm. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty good for the value. These are they're pretty good games, but I mean, I already have them. I just bought them for reselling. Then I got NHL 06, and I got the Nightmare of Druaga Fukushima Dungeon. I can't really read that right now. I have my glasses on, but it's like a anime type thing. And then I got 2 more copies of Final Fantasy. I got Final Fantasy X2 and this Final Fantasy right here. Now we're going to come up to the Nintendo stuff, which is my favorite, and the final stuff. One more thing I forgot I didn't get was I was actually at the thrift store the other day, and one guy got in there before me, and I'm not sure if we went 2 different directions or whatnot, and he ended up getting a copy of Mario Party 8. And he got this rare sort of game for PlayStation, which was a Hercules, like Herc's Adventures or something. It's worth quite a bit of money. What I got was NHL 06 for the GameCube, Driven for the GameCube, TMNT for the GameCube, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Now we'll come up to some Wii games that I picked up. I got them quite cheap. I got Brunswick Bowling. Surprisingly, I didn't have that. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, Medal of Honor Heroes 2, Harvest Moon Tree of Tranquility, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I actually have mine in a paper container, so I might swap it out for this one. It was actually only like $5, so I was like, this is pretty good, so I was happy to get it. And one that I've been waiting for a while. I did pay $10 for it. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Yes, I did not have it yet, but $10 was a good price for it, I guess. And I got 2 Game Boy games, like Tasmania. And this one I picked up today is Mrs. Pac-Man. I'm not sure if I have it yet or not. I didn't look, so it's only $1. Now we'll come up to the weird games I picked up today. You would have seen me get them in the beginning. In one of my videos there, I had all those DS games. And I knew that they had come from Wales. That's where they said they got them. It was this young boy. And I knew that most of them probably would not be compatible. Like, I knew that games from Japan would work on my 3DS, but not on my DSi. But, however, I didn't try a 3DS game before, but they were so cheap I didn't worry about it. They worked out to be like $1.25 each. So I got Super Mario 3D Land, and it's the UK version. I got Mario Kart 7, which is the UK version. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with those yet. I kind of keep them as a novelty, but at the same time, I might sell them. I don't know. I got this weird one. It's to the UK only. It's called Telly Addicts, and it's like quizzes about TV shows over there, and it's probably like all about Coronation Street. I got another copy of Super Mario Brothers, and this one's actually the Euro version. I'm not sure if you can see, but it plays fine on our system, so I'll probably sell it. But it's, again, that novelty thing about having the European version. I don't know. Also in there was Ben 10 Vulgar Attacks and Art Academy. I'm kind of interested in the Art Academy one. These are all also UK games. And the final game that I picked up today was Pokemon White version for the DS. And this is not a UK game. It's a US or American. But what happened was there was a child and he was selling this stuff. And their stuff was all really expensive at that sale. And like a little bag of Pokemon cards were like $3, and like he said the games were going to be expensive. And he was like quoting me $15 and up for most of his Pokemon games. And I know they've been sitting there. It was the end of the day. I just went down this one road right before leaving. And he's like, oh, trying to sell me Scribblenauts for $5. Because I'm like, well, what games do you have for $5? And he's like, well, I'll give you Scribblenauts. And I'm like, no, which Pokemon games do you have for $5? And he's like, well, I could sell you this one. And I just figured, I don't really follow the Pokemon games, but I knew $5 is pretty good for one. So I just got it, and it's worth probably about 14 or 15 bucks as is. So I think that was a pretty good buy. Anyway, that's all my stuff for now. Thanks for watching, and if you like, you can comment and you can subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thanks. Bye-bye.